name's Greg Slone. Thanks for checking out my YouTube page called DrumPOWER. I know it's been quite a while since I've made a video. Really been crazy busy. Everyone, of course, has been dealing with the COVID situation, and that took a lot of adjustments on my part as far as lessons went and all that kind of thing. But things have steadily kind of gotten more back to normal, if you will, and I just wanted to do a short video here about drum lessons and what you can expect if you do take drum lessons from me here at DrumPOWER. For those of you who don't know, we're located in Ludlow, Kentucky, which is about 5 minutes outside of downtown Cincinnati, Ohio. Of course, I can do online lessons as well through like FaceTime and Messenger and those kind of avenues. So really, I can teach anyone, anywhere in the country, anywhere in the world, really, if we can work out the schedules to make that possible. But anyway, what can you expect from lessons? And the short answer is, that depends. It's really depends on what your goals are and the time commitment you're willing to put into it to reach those goals. So for a lot of my students here at DrumPOWER, the younger students, they want to try something out. They want to see if it's for them. Then you have other students that maybe are older, but they know they just want to do this for a hobby. They just want to have fun with it. When they get home from a tough day at work, they want to be able to sit on their drum throne and play the drums and enjoy it and play with some music and have fun. And then I have other students of all ages that maybe are looking to become a professional drummer, and their goals would be to be able to do what I'm doing, to teach others how to play the drums, to do studio recording work, to play live gigs and tour the country and whatnot, but make a living playing the drums. And I have all of those types of students, and I don't turn anybody away that's willing to do their best and see where they can take it. So the short answer is, it depends on what you want. But the longer answer, which is why I'm doing this video, what I like to see all of my students do, no matter what their goals are, is to really give it their best shot and learn what you can to make yourself a better drummer and a better musician. So it's not just drumming, it's also thinking of yourself as a musician that happens to play the drums. Now I will say, I've been playing over 40 years now. Started when I was a young kid, and I also play guitar, and I play bass guitar, and I sing, and I write songs, and I record with all those instruments as well. So I've developed, of course, over a lot of years, the ear for all those instruments and how they work together. So when I have a drum student coming in that's trying to learn how to fit into a band situation, we can go into greater detail, I think, than a lot of just drummers that just say, here's the beat, here's the type of rhythm, if it's a blues or a rock or a country or a Latin or a jazz. I can hit it from the perspective of the other musicians as well. So we want to cover some specific basics for everybody. How we hold the sticks, how we hit the drum. We want to develop wrist action and wrist control. We want to develop finger techniques. We want to learn these things we call the rudiments. And these are sticking patterns, which are kind of like scales are on a piano or a guitar. These are things that just kind of get you started with knowing the right movements on your instrument. So we go through a bunch of the rudiments. I also like for my students, you know, no one has to master this, but I think it's important for everyone to learn at least an elementary level of reading music. You know, be able to read rhythm at the very least, and be able to read, you know, things like quarter notes, eighth notes, 16th notes, 32nd notes, dotted notes, triplets, you know, all these kinds of things, and try to learn it in a drum set environment. So be able to read a hi-hat part, a snare part, a bass drum part, tom parts in between, different cymbals in between. You'd be surprised once you start reading the stuff how easy it is to build from there. And the reason I like for people to learn reading is because it's just a faster way to learn. It's a faster way to get better, because if you see something on paper and you can transfer it into the mind and then get it out through the body, you start with simple beats and you work your way up to more difficult beats. It's a lot easier to learn those difficult beats because you're not just trying to pick it up by ear. You can actually see it on paper and you can see, oh, this hits at the same time this hits, but this is hidden in between that. And then I have to do another in between hit with my foot, and then my left hand and my right hand are hitting together on the next note, and it just makes it a lot easier, I think, to put things together, especially for, you know, drummers that have been playing only a year or 2 years or even less. So I think learning to read music, at least to a certain level, is important, and I try to do that with all my students. And then a third thing that I like for all my students to do is, I think the most important thing for any musician is developing your ear. Learning how to play with music, learning how to find out what sounds good, what fits good, what's gonna work for you in any playing situation. So I think as early as I can, usually within a month of even a beginning student taking lessons with me, I'm putting headphones on you so you can learn how to play a basic beat with a song. And once you understand a few things like time signatures, you understand some eighth notes and some quarter notes, if you can play a basic 4/4 beat, which that's the time signature, a basic time signature called 4/4, that's what we call common time. If you can play a basic beat with eighth notes on the hi-hat and some quarter note and snare drum patterns at the same time, you can literally make it sound good and play with thousands and thousands of songs, just as a basic underlying beat. And then from there, we will learn how to use the other toms and the floor toms and the other cymbals for what we like to call fills, or even to make more creative, more unique drum beats. So that's the three main things. The fundamentals, right? How we hold a stick, how we hit a drum, things like the rudiments, good technique with the wrists and things, fundamentals, reading music, and then playing with music with our headphones, learning to play by ear. And then of course, as I stated earlier, I can play guitar and bass guitar. And with some of my students, when they get really advanced enough, because it's a lot harder to play with live musicians than it is to play with recorded musicians, I might play with you live. I might grab a guitar or a bass, and you're on the drums, and we might, you know, try to play something together and see how that works for you, and let you feel the difference in that versus playing with recorded music. So it's all really, really, really important. But anyway, I hope that gives you a lot of insight into what we do, what I do here at DrumPOWER. I get messages all the time, sometimes several a day, of people wanting to know what we do here, how do we go about it. And so I just thought it was a good time, since I haven't made a video in a while, to make a video talking about that very thing. So anyway, if you want to get into drum lessons, look me up. We're in Ludlow, Kentucky, DrumPOWER. I have a page on Facebook, which is DrumPOWER NKY for Northern Kentucky. And of course, you know, I have my YouTube channel, DrumPOWER. And if you want to text or call to see if you can get drum lessons, that phone number is 322-1941. And I look forward to hearing from you. You guys take care. Keep on rocking.